Can you believe I still have one of my baby teeth right here? This lady here. And it's about to come out.
I have a tale to tell, and I've told it before, different versions, different times, but at its core, it's always the same. There's this moment in Hadestown I keep thinking about. To know how it ends and still begin to sing it again as if it might turn out this time. And it hits hard because that's my delusion. I go through the fire, I swear I've learned something, and then I start again, believing somehow this time it'll stick, this time it just might work. But the truth is, it's never a clean slate. It's the same body, the same brain, just a little more worn out than before. Moments that felt like freedom, but it seems free will is all an illusion, that there is no escape from fate. And every time I thought maybe I was getting somewhere, it hits me like a wave. And I turn around, and here I am, again, back in the dark, back in the void, and this time a dangerous sanity sweeps over me.
Last week, I was eating some rice crackers at my computer desk while I was just working on my website, and a bit hit that tooth and it became super wobbly and I went into panic mode! Instantly booked an appointment with the dentist down the road, managed to get an appointment about an hour or so later. She had a look at it and said, yes, it's coming out. And I was feeling a little bit lost by that. The whole thought that this baby tooth that I've had since I was an infant is actually finally coming out. And what makes it even worse is that the x-rays show that the adult tooth that is meant to be coming out in its space is going sideways across here and it ain't moving anywhere. And at first we were talking about having an implant, but then she was saying one of the issues that we may face with having an implant is when they screw it up, it's going to hit the other tooth. So the only real other option is to get a crown and a bridge that essentially puts another tooth in its place while it being attached to the tooth on the side, which is what I am going to go for tomorrow.
The breath of life. Breathe in, 1, 2, 3. Breathe out, 1, 2, 3. I am alive, I think to myself. This is remarkable. Here I am, breathing. One day I'll stop breathing, but today I am breathing, and it feels great. Any weight on my shoulder lifts and floats away up into the sky. I imagine the clouds being formed this way, holding my tension. And then eventually, the clouds release to nourish the planet I exist on. We exist on. It washes away the grime, the dirt and the pain. It restores faith. The sun eventually shines through again and brings with it a light. Wow, look at me, breathing. I can do anything I want, and I'm going to.
I have been attached to this baby tooth, literally, but I guess figuratively as well. Maybe it kind of, for me, has symbolized holding on to youth, or feeling like I've still got a part of my younger self still here, and it's about to go. Apparently, losing teeth is a sign of anxiety when you dream about losing teeth, which I actually have quite a few dreams about losing teeth. It's meant to symbolize anxiety or not being in control of situation. Losing money. The one that I found the most interesting, which is the one I am taking on board right now, is that it symbolizes growth. This tooth comes out tomorrow. They're going to put the crowns in place, from what I understand, and put a temporary fix for the bridge until maybe 3-4 weeks later. Once the gap is healed, they will put the actual bridge in there, and hopefully I'll have nice teeth across there. It's so wobbly at the moment that I'm kind of hoping I can get it out between today and tomorrow morning, so I don't have to pay the $260 extraction fee, which I think most of it is covered on private health insurance. But you know, if I can save $100 by giving this thing a little bit of a wiggle, I will.
At 16, I didn't know the name Orpheus when I wrote this, but I knew what it felt like to look back and lose something.
The walls are my enemy, they act as a friend. I reach to the dark to find there is no end. My heart is grey and fading inside, surrounded by my own fears in my mind. The voices that tell me who I should be, they do not understand the world that I see. Who is to say we are losing our minds? Who is to say that these are tears that I cry? Who will cry for me when I die?
My son is the same age I was.
Well, good morning everyone. Today is the day for the dentist, and it came out. It's bleeding at the moment. I had no teeth. That's what it looks like. There's no turning back now. I'm officially old. Can't believe how tiny this is. It felt so much bigger when it was in my mouth. You know what I mean. Oh, I'm not liking the gap though. Just parked the car at the dentist, and here we go. Hello. Done. Ooh, it's funny that this is. I can't even feel my face. It feels so numb. This is. Here is my temporary teeth. That's there. Looks huge. So that will stay in for 8 weeks, and then it'll come out. They'll do a scan and all sorts of things, and then they will put it back in. And then 2 weeks later, I get the bridge and the crown and the bridge. So yeah, I can't move my mouth. It feels funny. Well, it's the next morning. I have feeling in my face back. I have a bit of a headache at my temple. Don't know if that's just a nerve thing, but hopefully that goes away. And I have a smile that I'm actually pretty happy with, because it looks good. Happy. Anyway,
The morning sunrise is beautiful. It's the promise of the day ahead. It reminds me of a new start, a chance to reset. As the warmth from the glowing rays soak into my skin, I feel a sense of comfort, a sense of belonging. And though I may be experiencing this warmth and comfort on my own this morning, I know I am not alone. The earth spins and shares the light and warmth of the sun with everybody on its planet. It serves a reminder that we are indeed united. I look upon the fast-moving traffic that is life, and I wonder where my day will lead me, whose path I will cross, and how I can be like the sun and beam warmth onto somebody else. To let them know they're not alone, and to remind myself that I am not alone.
it is Friday the 30th of May, and I was meant to go to the dentist on Tuesday in a couple of days and get everything prepared for my crowns and bridge, and my temporary tooth just came out. Awesome. So off to the dentist today to probably just put this back in because I got all sharp bits there, only to have it taken out again on Tuesday and put back in again. Awesome. Good start to the day. Good start to the day.
I sometimes feel like I see the world differently from others, that somehow I've been gifted with this powerful insight. In some ways this is true. The sun reflects the colours from an object, which the light receptors in our eyes then transmit messages to the brain. It's our brain that interprets these messages. It's our brain which stores all our experiences, our love, our fear, our perception of the world. It's not just our sight that sees beauty. You can feel beauty, you can hear beauty, you can smell beauty. Each of us are gifted with seeing the world differently. My favourite thing is to breathe more life into the ordinary. It brings me great joy to make something shine brighter than what was originally thought to be there. That I have a chance to add more beauty to this world. And that is why I do what I do.
Today is the day I get my new crown and bridge. Hopefully this is the very last time I have to go to a dentist. Not looking forward to getting needles in my gum. Hey! But let's get this done. Yeah, what do you want? Oh, it's amazing. Hey, it's so cool, isn't it? Can't feel my face right now. This is the, it looks like a 3D printed model of my teeth and where the hole, it just shows how crooked my teeth are, especially this bottom tooth that sticks out so much. And here's bleeding before it. There's my new teeth. They're looking good. But now I am a full-blown adult. No more baby in me. Maybe I'll grow some facial hair or more grey hair. Or maybe I'll lose my hair now. But yeah, that's the last of the baby me. That's it.
I've always found the story of Orpheus inspiring. Not because he wins, he doesn't, but because he tries. Because with nothing but a song and blind faith, he walks into the dark and asks the impossible of himself to keep going without ever looking back.
I've done that walk so many times, hoping this time it will be different, telling myself, don't look back, keep moving forward. But I always do, not out of weakness, but out of need, to know I'm not alone in the silence, to know something's still with me. Unlike Orpheus, I get to try again, fail again, begin again. Same body, same mind, just a little more worn, just a little less convinced it will work out next time. There are rocks on this beach that have stood for millions of years, taking the full force of the ocean and holding firm. I admire them because I break. But I also keep going. I move forward, even through the roughest ground. I've crossed harder things than I thought I could, and I'm still walking. Sometimes the path clears just for a moment, and I can breathe again. Let the weight drop for a minute. Let the sun touch my skin. But it doesn't last. There's always another climb, another push, not just through the world, but through my own doubt, my exhaustion, my mind, and still, I climb. Sometimes I wonder if I'm just built for this, to keep trying, to keep starting over, even when nothing makes sense, even when nothing seems to change. So I stop, and I turn. Maybe it is failure. Maybe it is giving up, and still, somehow, I return. Each time a little different, a little more broken, a little more honest. This time I lost a tooth, a final trace of something soft and young that didn't make it through this version of the story. But I did, and maybe that's enough. Not to be whole or healed or even hopeful, but to be here, to still be walking, to still be willing to turn, to fall, to rise, and begin again.
What an extraordinary life. What makes us keep on fighting?